Yeah, I don't know if you guys could tell when I was reviewing Kong Skull Island, but I'm a little sick right now. But I did want to pump this video out before Friday because when is this video ever going to be relevant again? Just to be clear, this is a review of the animated Beauty and the Beast movie from 1991, not the new one coming out this weekend. I'm seeing that movie on Thursday and I'm excited for it, so I'll review it probably sometime this weekend. So Beauty and the Beast is a timeless classic in the Disney movie canon. This is without a doubt my favorite fairy tale that Disney's ever done. Top 3 Disney movies for me: Lion King, Peter Pan, Beauty and the Beast. I'm assuming all of you guys know the plot of Beauty and the Beast, but for the 2 of you that don't, here it is. Beauty and the Beast is about this girl named Belle. She's a bookworm, she's really smart, she's looking for adventure, and she lives in this really gossipy town, but one day her father gets kidnapped by this beast who lives in a castle kind of far away. So Belle exchanges her life for her father's. Now Belle is living in the Beast's castle, and the Beast has all these little enchanted trinkets around the castle. He's got Cogsworth, Lumiere, Mrs. Potts, and you find out that the castle is under this curse. The Beast was actually a human, the utensils were humans as well, because when the Beast was little, he was really greedy and angry, and so this enchantress turned him into a beast until he could learn to love. And there's this little rose petal ticking away, and if he doesn't learn to love by the time the last petal falls, then they're all gonna remain enchanted forever. So now the Beast has to fall in love with Belle, and the little creatures are trying to help him with that. But Belle doesn't really want to be there, but you see the relationship bloom over time, and it's, tale as old as time. So I wasn't alive in 1991, but when this movie came out, it took the world by storm. This thing was nominated for Best Picture, the first animated movie to do that, and the only one for about 18 years until Up in 2009. That's absolutely insane, and I think the reason that this works so well is because this movie is a proper modern update for the Disney fairy tale. First of all, you have great characters. You have a character like Belle, who's probably the best Disney princess ever. Up to this point, she was definitely the most multi-layered princess we had had. We had Snow White, we had Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. All of them, I like their movies, but they're pretty surface level heroes. And in all 3 cases, the most exciting parts about those movies are not the princesses themselves, it's actually the supporting cast. In Beauty and the Beast, Belle is a thinker. She's really smart, and that really confuses her town because she's like, really attractive, but she doesn't want to go hang around and flirt and gossip with everyone. She just wants to read her books. And she's not going to be satisfied by just being like, eye candy in the town. She wants something greater than herself. She's looking for adventure, something outside of the city. And I feel like she's also very relatable because she has limits. She's not like Snow White. In Snow White, she's talking to all the woodland creatures, and the woodland creatures are helping her clean the dwarf's house. It's all very happy and giddy around Snow White. But Belle will actually stand up to the Beast. There's one scene when Belle runs away, the Beast saves her life, but the Beast gets a little injured, so Belle's helping him heal. And she tells him in that scene, maybe you should learn to control your temper. And the Beast is kind of stunned because he's never really had anyone talk back to him like that. I also really love the Beast in this movie. I think the design of him is really cool. All of the creatures and the animation in this movie is top notch. I like all the characters. This movie's also got a really sweet villain in Gaston. He's the town hero, the brawn, the manly man. And he thinks that because he's the best looking guy in town and Belle's the best looking girl in town, they should get married and have a bunch of kids. Logic. And what I like about Gaston is at first, he's very self-centered, but he's not necessarily a villain. But throughout the course of the movie, as he continues to not get his way, he starts to become more of a villain until the end of the movie when he is just a full-fledged villain. And there's some cool parallels with him and the Beast and like who's really the Beast and who's really the human. And there is one line that's very in your face about it, but there is still something kind of poignant about that line. But like I was saying at the beginning of this video, this movie does really update the Disney formula. One thing that people always had an issue about with the Disney formula was these little 3-day, 2-day romance stories. So the princess is wishing by a well, or she goes to a ball, or she's asleep on a couch, and then the prince goes up to her, she sings a song, and then they're like instantly in love. In Beauty and the Beast and Belle do fall in love over the course of the movie. But what's really great about this movie is they never actually say how long they're together. And you do see seasons change. Sometimes it's snowing, sometimes it's not. So it could be a couple of years for all we know. I think that gives this movie a very timeless nature, and it makes that whole romance story really work. Also, what's great about this movie? The music. Not only does this movie have probably the most iconic Disney song of all time, except for When You Wish Upon a Star, you got songs like Belle, Be Our Guest, the mob song, Gaston. All of the songs in this movie are great. Ultimately, I feel like the reason this movie really works is it is so timeless. There are some Disney movies that I really like, such as Hercules or Mulan, or even some slightly newer ones like Tangled or Moana. And all those movies I like, but you can definitely tell, especially with Mulan and Hercules, those movies are going to be dated. Mulan and Hercules already are. Hercules has a lot of 90s pop culture in it. In Mulan, Mushu was voiced by Eddie Murphy, and in Moana and Tangled, Frozen is also guilty of this thing I'm about to mention, but Tangled, Moana, and Frozen, they all point out these cliches, yet they all fall completely in line with those cliches. I would say Moana deviated a little bit, but just because you acknowledge your cliche doesn't always mean that you get a pass. I have the same problem with Deadpool. Deadpool acknowledged this is a really cheesy by-the-numbers romance story, and yeah, it was. And just because you acknowledged it, that was a cool joke, but just because you acknowledged it does not mean that you get a whole pass for that story. Beauty and the Beast is able to update what it can, and it has a couple of those Disney tropes in it, but because they don't draw any attention to those tropes, it works. I feel like there's a bunch of other things I need to say about Beauty and the Beast, but I can't think of what to say. The short story is Beauty and the Beast is amazing. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, that's really weird. Go watch it. Let me know down in the comments, what are your top 3 favorite Disney movies movies of all time. Mine, like I said, Lion King, Peter Pan, Beauty and the Beast. That's just like my trifecta of awesome. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, you can click subscribe and check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.